This is Justin Gibney with another AND Campaign Civic Update, and today I want to talk about congressional reform. Silicon Valley Senator Khanna out in California has come up with 5 points that he hopes to turn into legislation and get passed through Congress that can reform Congress and restore trust in Congress from the people. So he wants the people to trust Congress more, and he thinks these 5 points can help him do that. So let's go over them. The first one is to ban stock trading for Congress people and their spouses. What's going on right now is that you have Congress people who are receiving insider information from the committees they're on and other things that they have access to, and they're using that information to invest in stocks. This is plainly corrupt and should never happen. This is the type of reform that everybody should support. These folks shouldn't be going into office and becoming rich based on information that they're getting that really shouldn't be used for that purpose. Number 2 is he wants to ban Congress people from lobbying after they get out of Congress. What's happening right now is you have certain Congress people, and this isn't everybody, but certain Congress people who are supporting certain industries, and when they leave Congress, they know they're going to get a job in that industry as a reward for all the votes that they gave that industry. That's a terrible incentive for our Congress people to have, because now they're supporting industry rather than supporting what the people want, and that should be the focus. Next, he wants a 12-year term limit in Congress. So Congress people could only be in office for 12 years. There's a lot of people who have talked about that. Here's the big one. He wants a term limit also for Supreme Court justices. The idea is that some justices, and I think it's about 18 years, some justices have been there so long that they've lost contact with actually what's going on in society, and there needs to be some type of rotation there. The next is he wants to ban lobbyists and political action committees from donating to campaigns. There's just too much money in our politics, and money is driving our politics. This is the type of reform that says, let's make it about the people and the people's votes, not about who has the most money. All right. Now, what I want to say right now is that I hope this passes. I think this is needed reform. I think they're common sense reforms that should pass. Sadly, I don't expect it to pass. And I don't expect it to pass because you don't have enough Republicans or Democrats who are going to vote for it. And the question I want to ask you is, why are there not enough people in your party to take this on and to make this their legislation and say, we're going to get this passed because we want to restore trust in Congress? Why won't they do that? If the Republicans or the Democrats are as great as you say they are, why will they not get enough people to vote for this common sense reform, really this corruption reform bill that everybody should support? Why is the politician that you cape for not going to support this if they don't? Many of these folks are not going to support it, and they need to answer for that. They need to be held accountable. Again, there's nothing wrong with you voting for one side or the other, but you need to answer the question as to why they wouldn't all support this type of bill. And maybe it's because they enjoy being able to use insider information to go into the market. And that's cheating. That very clearly should be illegal. But before we cape and act like one side is completely perfect, and they're not equivalent, but before we act like one is completely perfect, we need to look at legislation like this, and we need to ask the question as to why they are not supporting this bill. Maybe it's not as clean-cut good versus evil as we think, but let's hope for the best, because we do have some good Congress people who work very hard and good public servants, but is there enough of them? And they're certainly not monopolized on one side. If you enjoy this type of conversation, you need to listen to the Church Politics Podcast with me and the Right Reverend Christopher Butler. We go talk about this stuff in depth, and you need to check us out.